I had my mic muted. Welcome to the show today, guys. How's it going? We got some news to talk about today. Tyler Today news, as they say. Some say. But thank you guys for tuning in today. We've got like I said, got a few stories. If you read the title, we're going to talk about stuff with the pyramids. We're going to talk about one of the Illinois state representatives. And then we're also going to talk about Ben and Jerry's. And I also have a bunch of other stories to get through because I talk fast and I need a bunch of news to get through the hour. Otherwise, I'm having to extend my time. So first story I wanted to talk about, it's not really political. So, I try to bring up non-political stories when I can because I don't want it to all be about politics. But it looks like I talked about this a bit yesterday, but I wanted to go more in depth with it. So the pyramids in Egypt looks like they found some cool stuff, some cool stuff with that. They used sonar technology to map out the underneath of the pyramids, and they found some crazy stuff. So archaeologists and scientists utilizing advanced radar technology have unveiled the significant underground structures beneath the Giza pyramid complex. These findings include 8 massive cylindrical wells and chambers extending deep beneath the Khafre pyramid, suggesting a complex subterranean network. The discoveries made public through various official statements and media have the potential to alter our understanding of ancient Egyptian architecture and purpose. So I talked about this a little bit yesterday in my show. Towards the end, I'm going to go ahead and play a similar video to the one I played yesterday, just in case you guys missed it.
On March 15th, 2025, a new study has been revealed to show massive pillars underneath the Pyramid of Khafre in Egypt. What you are looking at is called synthetic aperture radar Doppler tomography. This advanced tech reveals details of the undiscovered high-resolution internal structure of the Khafre pyramid. Near the base of the pyramid, 5 identical structures are seen, connected by geometric pathways. Inside each of these are 5 horizontal levels and a sloping roof. Below these 5 structures are 8 cylindrical structures which appear to be vertical wells, hollow inside, and surrounded by descending spiral pathways. These 8 vertically aligned cylindrical structures, arranged in 2 parallel rows from north to south, descend to a depth of 648 meters where they all merge into 2 large cubic structures measuring approximately 80 meters per side. The entire structure extends approximately 2 kilometers beneath the surface and extends beneath all 3 pyramids of the Giza Plateau complex.
So absolutely crazy discovery. I wonder what these are actually used for. Any theories in the chat as to what these might be, what they might be from, or for? I don't know. But with the wells being hollow and they have spiral, they described them as pathways. So I wonder if there is a route we can find that leads to these pathways and we can go down. That would be definitely interesting for sure. Alex Jones posted this image. It's supposed to be a representation of just how deep these pillars go. Below, see an artist rendering of the radar scans recently made public of the largest artificially made structures on Earth under the Giza Pyramid Complex. The incredible illustration is to scale. So, obviously, this isn't what the underground looks like. It's just to show how deep these actually go. So, 2 kilometers, that's quite far. So I would like to know exactly what these are used for and like what the purpose of this is. I wonder if it's connected to an underground network and there's more stuff that are connected underground that we haven't yet discovered. Definitely interesting. It'd be super interesting to find out more about this stuff. I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for more information regarding this stuff. But super interesting. That's why I wanted to bring it up again. In case anyone missed it yesterday, because it's crazy. It's crazy to think. I mean, because the pyramids themselves are, it's been a very hot topic of debate. I guess I could describe it as. So it's really interesting to see that there's even more to these pyramids than once believed or once thought. So super interesting news. If anything comes out of
On March 15th,
oh, it's playing again. If anything more comes out about this, I will definitely be sure to share it with you guys. But crazy stuff. Besides that, we have other news as well. Outworld Live, hidden treasure. I know, right? Maybe we'll unleash a curse on the world or something like that if we go down there. That's what the rumors are, right? When you open up some of the stuff from the pyramids. I don't know. We will find out. We will find out as time goes on. Let's see. Oh, okay, I'm reading some of the other chats I'm getting. Sorry about that. All right, so let's see. So Gavin Newsom has his new podcast. I talked about it because he had Charlie Kirk on. It looks like he's also had a few other people on. Let's see. Recently, he just had Tim Waltz on. He's also had Charlie Kirk and who was it? Steve Bannon, I think. Yeah, Steve Bannon. So he also had Steve Bannon on. I only watched the first episode. It was kind of whatever. They didn't really they didn't really debate all too much. It was very calm and uh I don't know how to describe it. It was just like very dull, I guess. Like there wasn't a whole lot going on there. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how to pronounce that, Blanco, but thank you. I also noticed that Blanco rated the stream today. Much appreciated, Blanco. Always appreciate that. Hopefully they weren't waiting too long. Gavin Newsom schools Tim Waltz on why Dems are losing young men to bad guys like Charlie Kirk and online influencers. So let's see. What is this? This is from the Post Millennial. So not only do they exist, they persist, and they're actually influencing young kids every single day. Minnesota Governor and former Democratic Vice President candidate Tim Waltz appeared on the California Governor Gavin Newsom's new podcast where the two talked about how the Democratic Party is losing support among young male voters. During the latest episode of this, Gavin Newsom, this is Gavin Newsom, that's the name of his podcast, which I believe, I watched it on Spotify. I don't know where else you can find it. I don't think there's a YouTube channel for it. The two governors spoke about the ongoing issues in the Democratic Party regarding support among young men. Newsom, who previously interviewed high-profile conservative commentators Charlie Kirk and Steve Bannon, explained to Tim Waltz why these right-wing voices are resonating with young male voters and the working class. So let's play this clip. I don't know.
Yeah, Bill Clinton said it better.
The 3-minute clip. I don't know if I'm going to play the whole thing. We'll see.
Anyone years and years ago after shellacking, given the choice, I'm paraphrasing, the American people will always support strong and wrong versus weak and right.
Because I saw it for me, and not that I spend much time thinking about this, and it just baffled me how much time they spent trying to attack me that I wasn't like masculine enough in their vision. Yes. Like I would have never believed this. I saw Fox News did like a couple days because I used a straw. And I'm like, hell, man, How else do you drink a milkshake type of thing? But they focused on it obsessively, which I think, again, is their obsession, their weirdness. We buy their frame on these issues of sexuality, but their whole thing is that they.
So, and the reason that this is being brought up, because he calls the right wing. I say us. I try not to be on the right. I just try to be on the correct side of things. Lately, that's been the right. So he says that people on the right are weird, and he complains about being called not masculine. And it's like, dude, you wonder why. Tim Walz is known for being weird. The story I like to bring up the most is when he did that advertisement with Kamala Harris talking about the white guy tacos. The dude has an award-winning taco recipe. It's super weird of him to not mention that when he's talking about how he loves white guy tacos, which is just like basic tacos, I guess. So not only is he being offensive, but he's also just outright lying because he knows how to make like bomb ass tacos. So it's just a stupid thing to lie about. And then the other thing that people always bring up is he's the governor of Minnesota or something like that. He put tampons in the boys' bathrooms. That's the big thing that everyone always brings up. You want to talk about weird, dude? Let's talk about how you offer tampons to small children, specifically boys. Super weird. But whatever. It doesn't matter. Who cares what's weird and what's not? I care about what's correct.
They spent all their time, these guys on Fox News, that Walz is gay, he's not masculine. He doesn't coach football the way he should, or doesn't. What do you think about this? I mean,
it's
this misogyny in here that's happening.
Yeah, well, but
misogyny he's just trying to hit all the buzzwords.
But this notion of masculinity is deeply part of it. That's one of the. I mean, I think it goes. And you can look at the reasons why we've had this sort of dialectic over the Me Too movement. We've had this dialectic even prior to the Me Too movement. This
How
notion
do you fight
of
it?
This notion
I think
of
I could kick most of their ass. I do think that if they wanted to. I know I can.
Dude, how old are you? You're like in your 70s. You're not kicking anyone's ass. Calm down, dude.
But I don't know if we're going to fall into that place where we want to. Okay, we challenge you to a WWE fight here type of thing. Counter it,
but
with,
it is.
Yeah, Tim Walz versus JD Vance. Let's put him through the ringer. I'm down for it. Let's have Tim Walz and JD Vance go at it. Hell, even Donald Trump and Tim Walz, I'd be down to see it because Trump would probably mop the floor with him. I don't even know what he's talking about. What is he arguing right now?
It's a natural reaction. I think it's one of the reasons we're losing so many men. And again, it's multi-ethnic. It's not just white men. We're losing them. We're losing them to these guys online. We're losing them people that I'm bringing on this podcast as well. That's why I brought.
These are bad guys, though. These are bad guys.
But they exist, and we could deny they exist. They exist. Not only they exist, they persist, and they're actually influencing young kids every single day.
How do we push some of those guys back?
I'm glad Gavin is at least acknowledging that, because I mean that's exactly why he's having these people on his show, right? He wants Charlie Kirk and Steve Bannon. He's trying to appear more moderate. I think personally, because we talked about it before when he was on, I think he's trying to position himself as more moderate because of what's happened recently in California and because of everything going on with the Democratic Party doesn't have anyone that is in a position to run for the next presidential campaign. And Gavin Newsom would like to have that position. I'm sure he would love to have that position. Kamala Harris can step in, take governorship, which is what the plan looks like it is right now. And then Gavin Newsom can position himself as the next president, next person to run as president. And, as much as everyone hates California and everyone hates Gavin Newsom, he has the charisma, guys. We can't underestimate this guy, and we can't underestimate Democrats. They see Gavin Newsom, another white guy, whatever. It's supposed to be like, I don't know, they don't want to have a white guy as their leader, but Gavin Newsom is their guy. If they're going to be rooting for anyone, they're going to be rooting for Gavin Newsom, and it worries me because he has the charisma. He knows how to talk. So we need to be worried about that. What's the chat saying? Newsom absolutely gearing up to pretend to run as a moderate. Absolutely. I saw it on YouTube. Oh, you saw their interview on YouTube? Yeah, I was trying to see. When I first found his podcast, I was trying to see if they were on YouTube. I didn't find it. But let's play the rest of this clip.
Back under a rock.
I think we have to first understand what their motivation.
Tim Walz said he wants us back under a rock. Let me go. Hang on. Let me go back a little bit. What did he say?
first understand what their motivations are. I think we have to understand what they're actually doing. And
You
I
don't
think
think
that's
it's
important.
racism and misogyny?
I think there's a lot of that, but I don't think it's exclusively that. When you talk to a guy like Steve Bannon, he reminded me a little bit of my grandfather when he talks about
What is racist and misogynist? What on the right is racist and misogynist? Can he like elaborate on that point, please?
working folks, and he talks about how we hollowed out the
But he
industrial
denies
core
the
of this
election.
country.
But he
I
denies.
understand that, but
But he denies the election. But guys, but he denies the election.
Like Democrats haven't been doing that the past 3 months. No, like Democrats totally haven't been saying that Elon Musk stole the election for Donald Trump and then taking clips out of context for Donald Trump saying that he rigged the election. Like Democrats? Are we talking about Democrats here? Absolutely ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. They accuse us of doing what they exactly what they're doing. It's always funny to see.
so we can dismiss the notion of election denialism. We could completely dismiss what he did on January 6th, but I don't think you can dismiss what he's saying. Reminds me a lot of what Bernie Sanders was saying. Reminds me a lot of what Democrats said 20, 30 years ago. I mean, he's arguing
he hates
against
Musk, right? He hates
Musk. He hates the oligarchy. He totally agrees with you on the concentration of monopolistic powers. He completely dismisses the notion that we should extend the tax cuts for corporations and the very wealthy. He thinks we should lower taxes for the middle class and wants to see increased taxes.
I can't message to misogynists. I can't message that women shouldn't have.
But I think if we say people
Look, Tim Walz he's not even listening. He's outright saying like, look, Steve Bannon agrees with a lot of things that we espouse, and Tim Walz is like, oh, but I can't agree with him. He's a misogynist. There's certain things that he's just wrong about. Guys, it's said every time. Like Hitler loved puppies too. Like, do I have to hate puppies now? Like, if someone you absolutely hate has some good points, focus on those good points. I'm not saying to work with them on everything, but if there's something that we all agree on, why not work together on that? But Tim Walz, I'm glad that he's not vice president. He's clearly not willing to work with anybody. Yo, Z, are you gonna be by the store later? What? This D-town bigot? What are you talking about? Oh, okay, you're talking to Blanco. Okay. Anyway, play the rest of the clip.
are misogynists, then we're falling prey. We're in that frame. Not everybody that disagrees with us is a misogynist. But I think this notion of, I don't
like the hand gestures that Gavin Newsom's doing, but he's trying to appear more moderate. He's successfully doing it. I appreciate Gavin Newsom trying to go more towards the center. As terrible as he is, I keep in mind I live in his horrendous state, but I appreciate that he's trying to go more moderate. I just wish his actions matched his words, especially for where I live.
Notion of toxicity in masculinity needs to be separated, and I think it's been conflated. And
I love that. I'm glad that he said that, actually.
And I think we're going to have to work on that a little bit. And I think there is a crisis.
I think some of us scare them.
men.
I think I scare them a little bit. Why they spend so much time on that? No, I'm serious, because
dude, you look like fucking Humpty Dumpty. Like who's afraid of you? Well, what I'm afraid of is that I'm gonna have a child that goes to school and they have to ask me why there's tampons in their bathroom. That's what I'm scared of. I'm not scared of you, Humpty Dumpty. I don't know where he gets off saying that. That's interesting.
Because I can fix a truck. They know I'm not bullshitting on this.
Yeah.
I'm not putting this in people's grill. I don't know if my identity is not hunting. My identity is not football coaching. My identity is not, a beard and a truck. I like all those things. But how did we get to this? Where have they figured it out that the identity piece of this is more important than the actual substance?
Okay, I don't know what he's talking about at that point, but it's just interesting to see. And then they kind of recount what's going on in the conversation. I don't need to read any of that. It was all in the clip. No, it's I think Gavin Newsom is trying to poise himself as a moderate when he's not, and Tim Walz just looks like an idiot as he normally does. There's nothing of substance behind what he's saying. And as far as his identity, he's a politician. That's his identity. So who knows? Will it work though? Will California's biggest try to trick anybody on the right? I pray to God no. I'm not saying he's going to trick anyone on the right. I don't think anyone on the right will vote for him. What I'm worried about is the independents, the people that decide elections. They might think Gavin Newsom's more moderate, more center than he actually is. But that's why when he does run for president, we need to bring up his record in California, because his record should speak more than what he's saying now. Speak to more speak more loudly than what he says now, because what he's saying now does not match his actions in this state. So, time will only tell where that will go. And then I have more, because people obviously following this interview are talking about the Minnesota governor, his past actions. Minnesota governor's tampon policy sparks cultural debate. Governor Tim Walz's initiative to provide free tampons in Minnesota public schools intended to aid transgender and all students needing menstrual products has led to significant public debate. Critics, often from conservative backgrounds, have misrepresented this as placing tampons in boys' bathrooms specifically, sparking a broader conversation inclusivity versus traditional values. This law, effective from 2023, aims at ensuring all students have access to necessary hygiene products. Okay, Grok is woke, so like it's hard to read stuff. Work is lame. Why does Gavin get money to do nothing and I got to do stuff? Absolutely. Your work is a blessing. Yeah, that's also true. Working is also nice. I'm currently out of work right now, so that's why I've been so focused on video making while I look for a job. It's hard to find a job in California right now, but it is what it is. But as far as the Grok stuff, because Grok makes these little prompts, right? And if you ask Grok if a man could become a woman, Grok will say yes. So Grok is woke as much as it is owned by Elon, and Elon is not really on the woke side of things anymore. Grok itself is woke, and it is unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's still a good tool to use every now and again, but you can't trust everything it says because it's saying that it's being misrepresentative or misrepresented as placing tampons in boys' bathrooms specifically. It's not that they're being placed in there specifically. It's that they're being placed in there at all. What boy, what man, what male needs tampons? Like, where are they putting them? That's not a question I want answered. That's rhetorical. But who actually needs these products? Women, young girls, people going through puberty, or not people, women going through puberty specifically, not people. Not everyone needs these products. So that's the criticism. That's where the criticism comes in. Why are you placing tampons in male restrooms? Because if someone needs tampons, they're not a male, so they should not be in the male restroom. It should be that simple. You would think it's that simple. But this is an old story, and I don't want to go into it too much. Tim Walz's daughter says you're weird if you don't think there should be tampons in men's restroom. Peak retardation. Let's hear this clip. Okay, very loud. Let me turn it down. All right, let's see this clip.
This moral high ground that certain people have, and this like talk about protecting the children and keeping tampons out of boys' bathrooms, which tells me they didn't even read the bill, but that's a whole nother thing. Also, if you have a wife or like a daughter above the age of like 12, 13, ages vary, you share a bathroom, you probably also have tampons in your bathroom. And the fact that they scare you and you're so obsessed with it is fucking weird. But
I love the comparison, because we're talking about male and female only restrooms, right? We're not talking about our restroom here at home. Yeah, I have family members that menstruate. Whoa, big revelation. Yeah, sometimes there are products in the bathroom. Why are they in male only restrooms? That's the whole point. Why are they in male only restrooms? We don't share bathrooms in public unless it's a family restroom, you white broad. Yeah, no, that's exactly so I don't get the comparison there. Like, yeah, okay, good point. There are tampons in restrooms at home sometimes. I didn't know the government was putting them in there for me. That's interesting. Then again, the government thinks they do everything for us. I mean, I had that clip of who was it, Chuck Schumer, saying that Americans are greedy for not wanting to be taxed. So yeah, I mean, you guys don't want your tax. You don't want to be taxed. You're greedy. You're very greedy. That is the government's money. They worked half your shift, so you should give them all of your monies. Let's see. So it's just people sharing the clip of her. Let's see. Caitlyn Jenner says, I'm more masculine than Tim Walz after the Minnesota governor bragged that his manhood scares MAGA. I mean, that kind of speaks for itself. There's no comment needed on that one. Let's see. So, update to the story I talked about yesterday. So in Illinois, there's a school that has, I guess they allow men that identify as women to change in the female locker rooms. And some administrators decided to force the students there to change in front of the male. And obviously, following this, if I was a parent, I would definitely be at that school board meeting, right? And apparently, the Illinois Democrat, let's see. I didn't pull it up. Let me pull up this article. So, Illinois Democrat picks on little girls who raised concerns about dressing in front of biological males in the locker room. So, the Gateway Pundit reported on the disturbing allegations coming from Shepherd Middle School in Deerfield, Illinois. Parents attended a school board filled with trans activist bullies, exposing what their daughters have been subjected to by the school, as the school allegedly tried to force the girls to undress in front of biological males in the locker room. Rather than being protected by the adults around them, the girls who complained were reprimanded. Now, Illinois Democrat State Representative Bob Morgan is weighing in and picking on the girls placed in a potentially dangerous situation by suggesting they are liars. Morgan took issue with the comments from Republican State Representative Adam Nymerg. I'm terrible at names, guys. Who highlighted the allegations from the middle schoolers. Nymerg said, folks, a boy shouldn't be changing in a girl's locker room, just like they shouldn't be playing in girls' sports. It's common sense. God made boys, boys, and girls, girls. It's that simple. But Democrats refuse to recognize that. Instead, they're pushing an agenda that puts our daughter. I can't speak today, guys. I need to go to one of those re-education camps. Let me try again. But Democrats refuse to recognize that. Instead, they're pushing an agenda that puts our daughters in vulnerable and uncomfortable situations and calling it progress. It's not. It's wrong. Let's see. So there's this clip. Let's play this.
Discuss an incident that, quite frankly, turns my stomach. This is a story of a 13-year-old girl, 13, who came home from Shepherd Middle School in Deerfield, Illinois on February 5th and was frightened because a biological male was in her locker room. The Deerfield School District 109 administrators told the girl's family that because the boy was transgender, he was allowed to be there. A few days later, the male student was again in the girls' locker room, and the girls refused to change into their PE clothes due to the violation of their space. What happened next is something that, as a parent, I simply cannot comprehend. The Deerfield School District 109 administrators supervised the locker rooms to ensure everyone changed into their PE clothes and allegedly tried to force the girls to change in front of the male student. The parents...
No, this is absolutely abuse. This is, first of all, the administrators shouldn't be watching young girls change. Second of all, they should not be forced to change in front of anybody. I talked about this with TJ Rainman. Let's say there was an obese girl that felt uncomfortable changing in front of people because of her weight or something like that. Give her somewhere private to go change. Why are you forcing anyone to change in front of anybody? You should not do that. Then nobody should be doing that, regardless of the circumstance. You don't want to change in front of people? Okay, cool. We'll give you somewhere else to go change in private. It should be that simple.
So the girl have an audio recording of a school official threatening to punish the girls if they refuse to change in the locker room. Folks, these are middle school girls. These educators at Shepherd Middle School are charged with protecting kids. They failed miserably.
That's putting it lightly. That's an incredible abuse, I would say. That's abuse. That's maybe a low form of abuse, but I definitely see that as I don't know if I'd go as far to say sexual abuse. I know some of you in the comments said that, but that's absolutely insane. This is abuse.
They appear to have intentionally forced these girls to change in front of a biological male against their will. The seriousness of this incident cannot be understated. What happened at Shepherd Middle School is tantamount to sexual assault And instead of stopping the insanity, the people in charge were enabling it. 80% of this country does not want males invading female spaces. This country completely rejected this ideology because they understood that males invading female spaces is wrong. And I find it unbelievably hypocritical of the majority party here in Springfield to continually say,
Okay,
we
thank you,
represent women.
Representative.
I'll bring
So we're going to go to the clip, but I just wanted to point out, this is coming from the party, right? So this is an 80-20 issue. This is the party that's supposed to be all about democracy, right? Our democracy's in jeopardy. Is it not democracy when we have 80%? That is way more than the majority. That is like almost everybody. Almost everyone agrees that this issue is settled. It should be settled. Yet we have the 20% still pushing this garbage on people. It's the same. The Democrats don't care. They don't care at the end of the day. I don't know what has happened to their party. You look at, you look at what's going on with Tesla. They're supposed to be all about climate change and stuff like that. Yet they attack the largest electrical car company in the country. You would think they'd be supporting that. You would think they'd be out there buying Teslas and stuff like that, which they were. They were, right? But now they're not going to. Now they're trying to attack his business because why? Because he did a Nazi salute, which he didn't. Everyone knows he didn't. No one believes he actually did. Anyone saying he did are just lying to themselves and everyone else around them. But then you look at stuff like this and it's like, all right, so you guys want democracy, right? Is it not democracy when 80% says they want something and then you like what do you call it? What do you call it when 80% want something and then the 20% is like, nah, screw that. Like that's like the opposite of democracy, right? But this is supposed to be the Democratic Party, is supposed to be the party that's all about democracy. So Morgan apparently does not ascribe to the believe all women mantra his party loves to use, only which is only he only uses it when convenient. It said he chose to call the young girl's experience a lie. Morgan took to the floor to say, I'm really proud of my community who stood up for those who need to be defended and protected, making sure we have great schools, which we do, by the way. We have incredible schools, incredible families, and an incredible community that has come together to deal with this situation because it's a lie. So let's play this clip. So he's calling these girls that were forced to change in front of administrators and a male, he's outright calling them liars now.
Incredible schools, incredible families, an incredible community that has come together to deal with this situation. Because it's a lie.
That's insane. That's absolutely insane. So, girls come out and they say that they're being forced to change in front of people, and then the governor, the actual governor of their state, comes out and calls them liars. Absolutely disgraceful. I don't know how to describe it any other way. That's utterly disgusting. The fact that he can go out in front of cameras like this and say that it's a lie. Well, how do you know it's a lie? What, elaborate on that, huh? Like how is it a lie? Are these allegations not substantiated? If there's multiple young girls with the same story, all of them just got together and came up with this story, it's all a lie. What are you talking about? Like what do you mean it's a lie? Shepherd Middle School parent Nicole Georges, I probably said that wrong, was one of the brave parents who stood up for her daughter at the school board meeting, despite her being stared down by angry and menacing trans activists wearing shirts with emblazoned with a knife. Georges had strong words for Morgan after his attack on her daughter and other young girls. She wrote on X, really, Bob Morgan, your daughter, was your daughter in the locker room? Because mine was. How dare you accuse them of lying? You are disgusting and despicable, and I hope one day I can play the audio for you. I don't know what she means by play the audio. I tried to look through her account. I'm not sure what she means by play the audio. But yeah, terrible thing. Yet again, another disgusting Democrat, another disgusting politician. Should it surprise anyone? I don't know. Just clocking out. Hopefully be on in a few minutes, Tyler. Sounds good, man. Well, we're going to have... Bear Fight on again, or wait, I think I said his, wait, what, hang on, Bear Jakes, not Bear Fight. I was thinking of the alcohol I like, my bad. I don't drink often, but when I drink, it is Bear Fight. So Bear Jakes will be on momentarily, hopefully. I think we got things worked out from yesterday. So what other stories did I have? Let's see, wanted to talk about, we'll save that one. Let's go over here. let's pull this story up. So got this next story for you guys. Though I don't want to steal his shine. I'll be on when I finish the steak, though I don't want to steal. No, don't worry, Joey. The more the merrier, as they say. Which Joey may be joining us as well. So let's see. So we have this article. I don't think I meant to pull this up. I think I meant to pull up the trending tab. Okay, that's fine. We're going to go into this anyway. FBI agent who pushed for scrutiny of Giuliani was arrested for illegal disclosure of confidential info. An FBI agent who had publicly alleged that the Trump ally Rudy Giuliani may have been compromised by Russia and who had denied that the FBI had mishandled its investigation of Hunter Biden was arrested this week for the illegal disclosure of confidential information. The agent, Jonathan Buma, who has handled the confidential human sources for the Bureau and whose home had been raided by the FBI back in 2023, was arrested at JFK Airport in New York City on Monday night. He was about to board an international flight. A criminal complaint from the Justice Department was issued on Wednesday, charging Buma with violating federal laws surrounding the disclosure of confidential information. So, international flight. Was he trying to flee the country? For a number of years, Buma had made allegations that the FBI was mishandling a variety of sensitive investigations, claiming his efforts to scrutinize former Giuliani, also a former New York City mayor, were blocked. Buma had also argued the FBI did not slow walk its investigations of President Joe Biden's son. 51 former intelligence officials released on October 2020 a letter attempting to discredit the New York Post about the Hunter Biden laptop. Yes, we all remember the laptop, but it's been confirmed. It's a real thing at this point. Which is also probably why Hunter Biden has fled the country as well. He's been staying, I forget where, somewhere in South Africa, and he dropped his lawsuits claiming that he can no longer financially afford it, but he's vacationing in South Africa. So it's like, can you really believe him? With the ex-spies baselessly arguing that the Russians were involved with the laptop, they never were. It was later revealed that former acting CIA director Michael Morell wrote the laptop letter after being prompted by future Secretary of State Antony Blinken to do so, and that he debunked the laptop letter was written to give Joe Biden a talking point in his debate with Trump ahead of the November 2020 election. So yeah, if that laptop wasn't covered up as it was, the election could have been different. But I'm okay with the way that the past 8 years have turned out, because if we didn't have what happened, if we didn't have Joe Biden as president, we wouldn't be able to show just the absolute rot through the country. You just look at everything that happened with the 4 years of Biden being president, and you gotta thank him a little bit, because without that, we wouldn't have such an amazing presidency by Donald Trump thus far. So things could have been different. Buma printed approximately 130 files from the FBI's internal networks, several of which summarized information provided by the FBI by CHS. Some of which was clearly marked with warnings that made clear that the information was to be protected. Buna also printed 9 text file documents which contained text that had been copied and pasted from reports that were marked in such a way that made clear information must be protected, and which summarized information provided the FBI. Okay, why did it repeat itself? The FBI agent who wrote the criminal affidavit said that there are 130 files taken by Buma, included at least 8 sensitive information reports. So this guy where did he leak it? Let's see. The Mother Jones outlet published a statement from Buma dated April 20th, 2023, which he said had provided the GOP-led House Select Committee with the weaponization of government. Interesting. I'm going to have to look into this more. I didn't have time to read this whole article. There's a lot to read here. The Republican wrote also to states that when the New York Post reported the Biden family influence peddling the morning of October 14, 2020, Big Tech did exactly what it had been primed to do. The social media companies obediently treated the article as a potential Russian hack and leak operation and applied the content moderation policies to censor it, prevent it from spreading, and hide it from the American people. I'm sure we'll get more information about this, but basically he tried to flee the country. Let me close this out. And then the thing I meant to bring up was this one, because that article goes way too long. I just wanted to read a bit from that. So we go over here. FBI agent arrested for classified info leak before international flight. So it looks like I said, he tried to flee the country. So Jonathan Buma, an FBI agent who has publicly criticized the Bureau of Political Bias, criticized the Bureau for political bias during President Trump's first term, was arrested at JFK Airport on charges of disclosing classified information. He claimed his investigations into Russia ties were suppressed, but was apprehended as he attempted to board international flight. The charges against him include unauthorized disclosure of confidential FBI documents, which he allegedly intended to use for a book project. Okay, well, if they're classified, you don't have authorization to use them for a book project. That doesn't really make sense. This was the article that I was reading. This was from John Solomon, investigative journalist. So I don't know. We'll see where this goes. We'll see. I wonder what he was trying to leak, but if it's classified, obviously we won't know what he was trying to leak. But that's fine. I just wanted to mention it. Okay, Blanco, I just read that. Yo, Tyler, you need to thumbs up your own videos, bud. Yes, I know. I need to thumb up my own video. I usually do that at the end, but I do need to do that during as well. But thank you guys for all the thumbs up. Much appreciated. I appreciate all you guys as always. We had our first ad read on the channel yesterday, so that was pretty cool. Got to get more people watching, more people checking it out. Because like I said, I don't have a job right now, so if you guys were to like blow up the channel and share everywhere, that'd be pretty cool. But I'm still looking for a job, so it's okay. Let's see. I wanted to talk about this one. I didn't have enough time to look into it, but I will mention it. Let's see. Georgetown researcher faces deportations for alleged propaganda. Badar Khan Suri, an Indian postdoctoral researcher at Georgetown University, was detained by U.S. immigration authorities on allegations of spreading Hamas propaganda and promoting anti-Semitism. Suri, who is in the U.S. on a student visa, faces deportation. His lawyers claim the actions is due to his and his wife's pro-Palestinian views, though official statements from Georgetown University and DHS focus on the content of his social media activity. So let's see. Tom Homan. So is this actually Tom Homan? Okay, I don't know. It's not actually Tom Homan. DHS has confirmed the arrest of Badar Khan Suri, an Indian student at Georgetown. You decide, America, deport or keep. He has been spreading anti-American propaganda and has ties to a known senior advisor to Hamas. DHS will deport him the same way as Mahmoud Khalil. Let's see. So he confirms via Fox News that ICE arrested him. He's an Indian student at Georgetown who claims has been spreading Hamas propaganda and has connections to a known suspected terrorist, or a known or suspected terrorist who is a senior advisor to Hamas. DHS seeks to deport him via the same rarely used statute they are invoking with Columbia student Mahmoud Khalil. Suri was a foreign exchange student at Georgetown University, actively spreading Hamas propaganda and promoting anti-Semitism on social media. Suri has close connections to a known or suspected terrorist who is a senior advisor to Hamas. The Secretary of State issued a determination on March 15, 2025, that Suri's activities and presence in the United States rendered him deportable under INA Section 237. All right, so if he was spreading propaganda and he has ties to terrorist groups, then I guess deport him. I mean, like, what else do I say here? If he's not an actual citizen of the country and he's here, he has ties to terrorist organizations, he needs to go. Like, there's not much to this story I could really add. Let's see. Who spreads pro-terror rhetoric? That's what I want to see, is like, what was the pro-terror rhetoric exactly? Let's see. Do they have any of his stuff? Hindu habit of dancing in front of mosque and church to please their inferiority complex. Uttar Pradesh on unchecked hate and rel terrorism. What? As Christians celebrate Christmas around a cathedral in Lucknow, right-wing hooligans terrorized worshippers by chanting name of Hindu gods. Okay, I don't know how that's at all relevant. I'm assuming that's his social media. Apparently his wife is from Gaza. Trump administration has revoked his visa, accused him of spreading Hamas propaganda. They also said Badr has close connection to terrorists. Trump administration will soon deport him. Yeah, I want to see his comments. Like, what comments was he actually saying? But even besides his comments, if he has links to terrorist organizations, then you gotta go, buddy. You gotta go. We got about 15 minutes left. I'm supposed to have Joey and Bear Jakes on, but we'll see if we get them on today. They might come in the last minute. start yelling at me about some stuff. Let's give an update to the story yesterday regarding the CIA. So let's pull this up here. Bam, 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 bam. There we go. Daily Mail, chilling moment. CIA gunman is arrested after showing up to HQ armed after JFK files are released. Can I play this? So I think it's the video of him getting arrested. I don't think we have a motive yet on exactly why he was there. So yeah, that looks like the gunman. I mean, doesn't really look like he came dressed for a fight. I don't know. Wearing some bright colors. I don't know. Chilling images captured the moment a disheveled suspected gunman was taken into custody outside the CIA headquarters on Wednesday morning after he was seen making threats with a weapon near the agency's base. The armed man, seen seeing camouflage and sporting long hair and a beard, sent the agency's headquarters in Langley, Virginia into lockdown as cops raced to the scene. Reports indicate the suspect, who has not been identified, experienced a mental health crisis, was seen sitting on a bench outside the property and pointed a handgun at the agency headquarters. SWAT teams and bomb squads rushed to the scene, and a passerby described the law enforcement response as massive. Well, yeah, I mean, if you threaten the CIA, there's going to be a massive response. That guy definitely looks a little unstable just from that picture right there. He looks like something you'd see in a horror game. There are no reports of injuries or deaths as a result of the situation, which closed down the area. Nearby school was also placed on lockdown as the incident unfolded, naturally. And then let's see. The incident comes just hours after the release of the classified documents. Conspiracy theories have swirled in the decades. Okay, well, so yeah, there's still no motive on it, but he was arrested without further incident. So that's good. That's good at least. I'm glad no one was hurt at all. But who's watching me on Twitch right now? Why are you? There's people that keep coming to my Twitch stream and they keep promoting stuff for streamboo.com. What the fuck is that? It sounds like some OnlyFans crap. Get out of my chat. I don't want you here. Let's see. A couple other stories. We got about 15 minutes left. Let's see. Let's talk about Ben & Jerry's because they are in the thumbnail. Ben & Jerry's alleges parent company Unilever removed its CEO over social activism. We recently reported that they were talking about their support for abortion rights and stuff like that, which, abortion. No one likes to talk about it because it's a very hot topic no matter who you're talking to. Everyone has their own opinions on it. But Ben & Jerry's has announced their support or espoused their support for abortion for years. It's not something new. So I wonder what exactly pushed them over the edge to finally fire this guy. Ben & Jerry's says its CEO was unlawfully removed by its parent company, Unilever, in retaliation for the ice cream maker's social media political activism. In a federal court filing late Tuesday, Ben & Jerry's Unilever informed its board on March 3rd that it was removing and replacing Ben & Jerry's CEO, David Stever. Ben & Jerry's said that violated its merger agreement with Unilever, which states that any decisions regarding a CEO's removal must come after a consultation with an advisory committee with their board. Excuse me. In a statement Wednesday, London-based Unilever said it hoped Ben & Jerry's board would engage in the agreed-upon process. Regrettably, despite repeated attempts to engage the board and follow the correct process, we are disappointed that the confidentiality of an employee career conversation has been made public. Unilever acquired Ben & Jerry's in 2000 for $326 million. At the time, Ben & Jerry's said the partnership would help the progressive Vermont-based ice cream company expand its social mission. But lately, the marriage hasn't been a happy one. In 2021, Ben & Jerry's announced it would stop serving Israeli settlements in the occupied West Bank and contested East Jerusalem. The following year, Unilever sold its Israeli business to a local company that said it would sell Ben & Jerry's under its Hebrew and Arabic name throughout Israel and the West Bank. Get out of here. I'm not donating. Last May, Unilever said it was planning to spin off its ice cream business, including Ben & Jerry's. By the end of 2025, as part of a larger restructuring, Unilever also owns personal hygiene brands like Dove soap and food brands like Hellmann's mayonnaise. But the acrimony continued. I actually have never seen that word. In November, Ben & Jerry's sued Unilever in federal court in New York, accusing it of silencing Ben & Jerry's statements in support of Palestinians in the Gaza war. In its complaint, Ben & Jerry's said Unilever also refused to let company let the company release a social media post that identified issues it believed would be challenged during President Donald Trump's second term, including minimum wages, universal health care, abortion, and climate change. Why do I care what an ice cream company has to say about this stuff? I don't know. Let's see what Joey Cannoli has to say about it. I'm assuming he's in the chat. But while we wait for Joey to get all set up, let's see. We got this Rumble rant from our guy back in Blanco. Got to get him back on the show. I'll probably be on his show sometime next week. So go and check him out. Support independent media. God wills it. I'm kidding, but support this man. Thank you very much, Blanco. What do you think about the social activism of Ben and Jerry's, Joey? Hello, Joey? Oh no, I don't know if you can hear me. Uno momento, he says. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the chat. Do you guys actually care what the ice cream company thinks about politics?
Probably plug my mic in first.
That could
I
help.
can hear you.
That could assist things. What do you think? What do you think about this? Yes, I could hear you. You're good. Can you hear me? Hang on, Joey's figuring things out. I want his opinion on this before I go to the next story. Let's see. But yeah, I don't know why this was a story the other day with because I mean Ben and Jerry's
your stream.
What? You mute my
Let me
stream.
know.
I could hear. I've been able to hear you. Joey can't hear. Joey's getting the business from Rumble Studio, guys. It's it happens. Hello, Joey. We hear you. I don't know why you can't hear me though. That's the interesting part. What? No, but he can. All right, Blanco. Taking forever to load. Joey, I don't know what's going on with you. We can hear you on stream. I'm assuming the stream can hear you because I can hear you. So I don't know.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
You got it?
I got to remember every time I got to unmute Rumble, the Rumble Studio and the Rumble stream.
I was gonna say we could hear you. I was like, wait.
The first time I unmuted the Rumble stream, and then I was like, now I can't hear anything, and I'm like, what could be the problem? And then I'm like, oh yeah, I have to mute the Rumble stream every time I do a show because it's gonna do a feedback loop. But now I'm like a guest, and I still have to unmute the Rumble. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nice. Well, I was just talking about the Ben and Jerry story. I wanted to get your thoughts on it. If you were listening to the article.
They can't give me a mute this tab button, but it's a mute this site. But anyway, Ben and Jerry's. Oh, I don't like. I guess good for them. They're making a stance on something.
Well, they're suing their parent company now because they're not allowed to speak out against
okay.
Gaza and Palestine.
So yeah, I don't know. It was probably like some sort of internal. Was it a Twitter thing? Because I know there's like a lot of companies that have like. Sorry, I wasn't able to hear the whole thing, but I know there's a lot of companies that have like interns that run their Twitter and then they say some out of pocket shit and then they're like, what?
Well, the CEO apparently was let go because of his political activism. And then what's called it was in the news recently.
CEO, okay.
Well, yeah, the CEO was removed from Ben and Jerry's, but it was in the news recently that they were announcing their support for abortion yet again, which they've made multiple statements throughout the years about abortion. Like everyone knew that they were in support of it. It looks like we got Bear Jakes. Let's see if he can get in today.
Yeah, but it's supporting abortion is like the norm for anybody these days. That's not to the right of Joseph Stalin.
Not me, Joey. I'm a abolitionist.
This thing worked finally.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, we got his camera today.
Wow.
No shit, it's working.
Yeah, it's working. Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Sorry, I'm late yet again.
No, it's fine. I got both of you on around the same time. We're just talking about Ben and Jerry's. I was wondering if you guys actually care about an ice cream company's political affiliations.
Well, that's it. I'm not shopping at Ben and Jerry's anymore. Haagen-Dazs, here we come.
They stopped selling to parts of Israel. I can't support them anymore.
Israelis are like, what are we going to do without our ice cream? This changes everything. We should just give them their land back.
No, it was just like a stupid story. The CEO got let go because of his political activism, and it's like, well, yeah, why is an ice cream company having any activism in politics? That doesn't make sense. But let's see. Oh, is that what the screen? Joey, you get blocked by the chat when I have the screen like this.
That's crazy.
That's
Just-
crazy.
My forehead's not that big that there needs to be scroll along it.
You get curtains finally, Joey.
What's that?
Maybe if I
Did you
had
get
the white
curtains
wall to me,
finally?
maybe if I was sitting on the couch and not the couch extension, where I'd have the white wall to this area, it would make sense because then it would just look like you're putting the comments
Yeah.
on the white wall. See, look.
So I'm
So
glad
if see this area. If I'm sitting right there, then it would just scroll along the white wall,
Well, I'm glad I
then
got you guys on because this.
and then we
I
could
was-
play the Star Wars music we just have Star Wars.
I was waiting to pull this story up for both of you to be on. So, White House responds to the fired president of the Institute of Peace. He barricaded himself in the building as Doge attempted to gain entry, and apparently there's video of it. So the White House press secretary Caroline Leavitt responded to the reports of the fired president and CEO of the Institute of Peace barricading himself in the building as Doge attempted to gain entry. On Monday, the fired president George Moose refused to leave the Institute of Peace's building in Washington, D.C., prompting a standoff with law enforcement. The Institute of Peace was created in 1984 under the Reagan administration. George Moose is an old Clintonite who refused to leave after Trump signed an executive order last month reducing the USIP to its statutory minimum. Doge attempted to evict George Moose and other officials of the USIP on Monday, but Musk workers were forced to call law enforcement amid a standoff. What do you guys think of this? You think... Like, what does he hope to gain by not leaving? Does he think he's actually going to get to stay?
He's gonna get a clip and a soundbite, and then all the retards will clap for him while we laugh at him. I hope he gets removed by force. That'd be hilarious.
I think he basically did get removed by force.
They drug his ass out, kicking and screaming, did they?
Basically, let's see. MPD members went to the USIP building and contacted an individual who allowed MPD members inside of the building. Once inside the building, the acting USIP president requested that all the unauthorized individuals inside the building leave. George Moose was escorted out of the building by the police without incident. No arrests were made. So they literally had to get the police officers in there to remove him. That way Doge can go in and start gutting the place.
Nice. Right on.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what the Institute of Peace is supposed to be for. Do you guys even know what it was supposed to be for?
One could assume that it's an institute that would promote peace. Just
It
based
sounds
off
like
the
a
name. I
troll.
might be going out here on a limb there, but just based off the name, it might sound that way.
Joey, I'm getting the business. It took my camera.
Oh no! Oh no!
Every
Let's see
time.
if I can prop this thing up.
Oh wait, there we go. I was actually able to bring it back up. That's crazy. No, there's not a whole lot to the story. It's just interesting. George Moose called it an illegal takeover. Oh, wait, is this the video of him?
Hey, who do you work for?
The George.
Do you work for USIP?
People from Doge are in the building now.
Oh, so yeah, this is George Moose.
They had come before. We had communicated with them before, going all the way back to February the 24th. We had conversations with them in which we sought to explain our purpose, our status as a non-executive branch agency created by Congress. We've been aware of this now for some time, going all the way back to the early days with what happened to USAID. Because it was very clear that there was a desire on the part of the administration to dismantle a lot of what we call foreign assistance. And we are part of that family, right? U.S. Institute was created back in 1984 by an act of Congress to assist in resolving conflicts and preventing conflicts and building peace around them. So we are part of that.
If that's their job, they've done a fucking terrible job doing it.
Maybe
if
you know what
that's
it is. You know what it is. Maybe it's like every other institution that exists, where they create an institution and then they create its enemy. Basically, like they create something that just does the antithesis of what they do, and then they have another thing. So they just constantly keep causing messes that all these shell companies have to clean up, and half the employees they're not even aware of it. It's a game, bro.
It's all a game.
It seems like the Department of Education's that way. I don't think they've really educated anyone in the last 70 years.
Nope.
Well, I mean, ever since the
I
Department
don't
of
feel
Education's
educated.
inception, I don't feel educated either. Ever since the Department of Education has been brought about, testing scores have been on the decline. People are dumber. Look how retarded I am. I mean, jeez.
That's that California, New York teaching for us.
Hell yeah.
LA,
I
New
mean,
York, we got taught by the best.
oh, well, to be fair, Joey, I did go to a continuation school, but that's besides the point.
Whatever that is.
Whatever that
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
Oh, it just means that I was behind on credits, and I had to go to a school to make up those credits.
Oh, he got his good enough degree.
I got no. It wasn't like a GED. I have an actual diploma. Okay, but
Tyler was
it's-
busy clapping cheeks and shit, and like the fucking 9th grade fell behind on shit.
Joey, I am actually a proud Christian virgin. How dare you besmirch me?
Yeah, so is Mary Morgan.
Well, I actually wasn't joking, even though I said it as a joke. But
I don't.
No, it's just funny to see this. Like, if that was
nah, bro, your
that was their
girlfriend ain't
intended
coming.
mission-
No. Your girlfriend ain't coming over watching Invincible, and you ain't doing nothing. Get out of here. I don't believe you.
You don't believe me? That's fine, Joey.
I don't fucking believe you. I listen. I know from this movement that there's so many fucking grifters. I don't
Joey,
believe you.
I'm terrified of having children. All right, we don't do anything that could result in children.
So there you go. There you
scary
go.
about having
That's a clever way of saying anal. Good job. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
No, why am I scared to have children? Because I still live with my parents. So I don't.
That's the
wanna
best
have
time
kids.
to have one because
No.
it's not like they're not going to kick you out in your time of need. Think about it. They're going to their parental instincts are going to kick in, and you're going to be able to pawn off some of the
Joey, look, I
arduous
see-
workload onto them.
I see how I was raised, and I would be afraid for my own children if they had to live through any part of that.
Kids are resilient. You've seen Africa.
Just have kids. Just have kids, guys. Let's see. I had one more story. Let's see. Okay, yeah, we'll talk about this one. This will be the last story because I believe I'm going on Joey's show. Is that correct, Joey?
Yeah.
Oh my! Going on Outworld Live. After this.
About a 5% chance of having a third guest halfway through, but
I love.
I'll be in the comments to shitpost.
Yeah. Oh, here. Look, I know you guys will love this story. Bear Jakes, we'll get your opinions on this first. Judge orders Trump administration to return 2 trans prisoners to women's facilities. What are your thoughts on that?
Fuck that judge. Who gives a shit? Is he going to go down there and enforce it?
I don't know. I didn't know judges could force men into women's prisons like that. But then again, they've been allowing them to go in there for months, if not years now. So.
Well, I'm so past this shit that I'm kind of the point. He threw that pizza party for like a fire department or something when he was running. Go down to the nearest precinct that has jurisdiction over this nonsense. Throw him a fucking pizza party. Buy him a few cases of beer. They'll do whatever you tell them.
Yeah, no.
I think anyway. If it's a red state, I don't know about the city. Maybe you have to get bottles of champagne there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just it's interesting to see that we have these judges that just think they can just rule. They just pass a ruling and then Trump has to listen to them. Whether it's the deportation stuff or the what was the other one besides the transgender stuff? There was one I just talked about. It was the flight deportations, and then there was something else that the federal judges were ruling on. Either way, it doesn't make any sense. If Donald Trump's the head of the executive branch, he should have full reign over the executive branch. It doesn't make sense.
Judges have way too much power today. There's no reason they should be able to say jump and the president has to say how high. I don't even think we should have to say how high.
Well, I mean,
we got a lot of dumb laws.
It's not even that they have too much power. It's that they're wielding that power incorrectly. They're using it for their own political agendas.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What do you think about this, Joey?
I was distracted by the NCAA tournament.
How dare you, Joey? Look at the title's right here, Joey. Judge orders Trump administration to return 2 trans prisoners to women's facilities.
Okay, yeah, okay. I heard what you guys were saying about it. Yeah, like I said, I've been saying this for like the last 2 weeks. These judges have no way to enforce this, so just ignore it.
Yeah,
if they're gonna be completely corrupt ideologues, then so are we. Why do we need to listen to the laws? They've established that the laws don't exist. So why are we going to now go along with laws that don't exist? We're now in a war. Now that the left has proclaimed based off their acts that the laws don't exist, the right is going to continue to be governed by laws that don't exist. And instead of realizing that we're already at a some sort of civil conflict, just ignore the laws and take the reins of power from them. So they can't. Once we realize that they don't have the power, and they realize they don't have the power, that's when we take the reins back. one day we're just going to stop listening to them, and they're not going to have any way to enforce it.
Well, yeah, I mean, and Tim Pool's talked about this on his show. The reason that the Supreme Court won't pick up certain cases, they won't make certain grand rulings that have, you know, sweeping effects, is because they literally can't enforce it. So they have to do little things here and there. That way, it does actually get enforced. And if they would have put out a big ruling, it just wouldn't get enforced. It would be ignored.
Before I jump out and start my thing, that's what Sanofsky said when they made that ruling about the USAID stuff. Their ruling was, we're not getting involved. You guys figure it out. Like that was. Yeah. So basically, what their ruling is saying is like, you're gonna judges. You could say whatever you want, and Trump, you don't have to listen. That's the way I interpret it.
Yeah, and he shouldn't have to listen. But anyway, go ahead and get out of here. Go start your show. I'll send everybody over there soon. But yeah, no, I think it's crazy. I think we should just ignore them, and then Congress should strip them of some of their powers. And if we can, impeach some of these judges and get someone better in.
Well, I'm fully on board with that. I'm pretty much to the point where I feel like they're illegitimate. I mean, they've done so much stupid, and then with Doge coming out with all this waste and everything else, I mean, I'm fairly sick of getting my money stole every paycheck, every transaction when I die. If I want to give my stuff to my kids, whether that's the state or the actual feds, I don't care. Yeah. I just know it sucks. It's dumb. They do stupid shit, and I see them as illegitimate now. So
did you
I'd
see
like
that?
More people.
Did you see that clip of Chuck Schumer on The View talking about how Americans are greedy for not wanting to be taxed?
I did not, but that sounds like something he'd say. He must have made a deal at the crossroads. Isn't that guy older than frickin' Jesus? How is he still up there? Even McConnell's starting to falter and crash out. I can't see how Schumer's even talking coherently at this point.
Yeah, I'm a young guy. I'm only 24. But a lot of these politicians that we talk about nowadays, like Chuck Schumer, they've been in politics longer than I've been alive, and it's crazy to think about. Any final thoughts? I'm gonna send everybody over to Joey's show. If you have anything to shout out, you can do that as well.
You know me, I don't have socials. I just finally got the camera to work today. I don't know. I think this is really fun. The only thing I'd shout out is I wish we had more politicians that had balls like Democrats have stupid. You got that lady up in Maine, and I keep citing it. She's like withholding federal taxes, and I don't even know what happened with that, but it's over not being able to murder your babies.
Mm.
And I mean, she's either got the stupidity to pull that or the balls. And I would just like to see someone like our governor, Jim Pillen, have enough balls to say stuff like that. Just like, yeah, we're going to withhold federal funding until you guys don't do dumb shit.
Yeah, no, I wish politicians weren't as afraid to do things, because Democrats, they just go with it. They don't care. I did want to talk to you yesterday, but we were having issues. Did you see the story of the state senator? What's his name? It was Senator Eichhorn. He had a bill that he was trying to pass to make Trump derangement syndrome an actual mental disorder. I don't know if you saw the news about that, but he got caught by an undercover cop trying to elicit relations with a 16-year-old.
Oh yeah, I heard it from you, I guess.
Yeah, no. I called him the evil within yesterday, because he's trying to make it like, oh, look at the other side, they have mental disorders, and it's like, no, bro, you're the problem. So it's just
I really don't want them passing any new laws. I'd rather they just deregulate.
Yeah, no, that would
what good would come from making TDS an actual DSM-5 or 6 or whatever they're going to put it in mental disorder? They don't recognize gender dysphoria. Yeah, it's just a social contagion now. It's not an actual mental disorder, according to half the country.
Yeah, I don't know who it helps by having that like in law. Is like I think that just increases the divide. But anyway, I'm gonna end it here. We need to get over to Joey's show. Go check him out on Outworld Live. I'm gonna go rate him right now. Thank you, Bear Jakes, as always, for coming on. I'm glad we can get everything working good today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'll DM you. We'll try to figure out a day where you can come on for like the full show. That way we don't just have you in at the end.
For future, the email must have been the key, because I just clicked on it on my phone and it sent me right to the app.
Okay, that's great. And then like I said, I'll DM you. We'll try to figure out another day. But I know you are a busy guy, so we'll try to figure things out. But I appreciate having you on.
So.
Thanks, man. All right,
Later, Tyler.
I'm gonna drop
later,
him down.
folks in the audience.
I'm gonna drop him down. All right. As always, thank you guys for checking out today. I'm going to send you guys over to the Joey Cannoli show on Outworld Live. I'm going to go ahead and play the outro. It has everything that I want to say and more. Thank you guys. As always, thank you guys so much for tuning into the video today. I greatly appreciate it. If you want to support me and support what I do, make sure you hit that like button, thumbs up, whatever you're watching from. If you are watching me from YouTube, go over to Rumble. If you're watching me from Rumble, go over to YouTube. Up to you. Always appreciate the extra follow. You could also follow me on X at Tyler Today News or at Tyler Rittenauer, which is my full name. Tyler Today News, YouTube, Tyler Today News, Rumble. Or if you want to go ahead and watch me over on Twitch for when I stream. I also stream at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time, but I do stream from all 3 platforms. I just stream on Twitch as well, just to, have my name out there on Twitch as well.
You're heading over to Joey's then, are you?
Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace out.
Fuck this thing up again, Tyler.
Hang on.
Oh, okay. I'm simple as shit on these. I'm sorry.